Hello everyone, Surat here, and this will be Let's Play Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. So, okay, so I should say something. It won't be this version. There is a ROM hack I will be playing that cleans up a whole lot, and I do mean a whole lot about this game. But Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, probably made fairly infamous by the angry video game nerd, right? Well, it's mostly because this is a game that's less focused on being good with the jumpy and the whippy and all that type of stuff, and being good at parsing together very, very, very obscure clues. However, there is a ROM hack that's in existence, and I don't think it's the one the AVGN showed off, but there is a different one that I found that I actually do like a lot better, that cleans up the translation issues that really plagued, and I do mean plagued, the original NES port, because there are some things out there that are just completely and totally wrong from translations. And we're going to look through the first town and a little bit of why you go right instead of following the rule of good adventures going left, etc., etc., etc. But let's get into it, and you can see a few things here. If it will actually respawn, thank you. So we have 3 lives. We jump, we whip, we have 50 hearts to our name, which are both a currency to buy new things, and they are also, excuse me, they will also be consumed for some of the special weapons we get, but not nearly all. We have a leather whip, and nothing else. We're going to fix the nothing else fairly soon. But let's go ahead and start talking to people. We are in the town of Jova. First thing to do in this town is buy a white crystal. Well, technically that's one of the first things to do in this town. Okay, you just looped. Sometimes the people will respawn. 13 clues will solve Dracula's riddle. Whoops. Get back here. You have a friend in the town of Aldra. Go and see them. Also, falling in that water will kill you. Yeah. Turn right for the Jova Woods, left for Belasco Marsh. That's a signpost. Signposts are incredibly goddamn difficult to read for some reason in this game. Yeah. A magic potion will destroy the wall of evil. What time is it? 14. So we haven't spent too much time in game yet. Clues to Dracula's riddle are in the town of Veros. We're going this way for a reason, mainly to talk to you. Bah. You cannot speed this up. Rumor has it the ferryman at Dead Man's River loves garlic. And here is a guy telling you to buy a thorn whip, and you don't want to buy the thorn whip because the chain whip is very close by. But we'll get into that in a minute. It's now 16:30. And again, yes, that is immediately lethal, hitting water. Buy a white crystal. So now we have a white crystal. There we go. It can be tricky to navigate this little sub-menu, especially in the original part of the game, because, well, you can't see the arrows until you actually have things in there, and remember that your arrow is there, it's just invisible until it's highlighting something. So right now, I can move between the top and bottom panels in there. But I can't do anything with the bottom panel yet because I have nothing in there. Also, it should be getting dark soon. 1942. There it is. Okay, now that we've gotten this. So you see, let's talk about these now. T, E, L, and heart. We've already talked about what hearts are. They buy things and allow us to use certain weapons. Time is the time of day. It uses a 24-hour system, and at 18, when the middle number is either 18 or 6, it changes from night to day or day to night. 6 in the morning or 6 at night. 18 is 6 at night. Experience and level, well, as you gain hearts from enemies that pose a challenge, you will gain experience. You gain, I believe it is, when you collect hearts, we'll show that off in a second here. Try and beat this guy up here. Now see, that's a half a heart. We gain the thing, it gives us 4 hearts and 3 experience. There are 3 types of heart to collect from enemies. One, you have a small heart, which gives you, I believe, 2 hearts and 1 experience point. You have the big heart there, which gives you 4 hearts and 3 experience points. And then the full heart, I believe, is 8 and 7, but it's been a little while since I played, so I can't remember exactly. Once your experiences passes a certain threshold, your level goes up, which means 2 things. It means you get a longer life bar in one of 2 ways. It either in either 1 or 2 ways, I should say. Once you increase your level, your life bar will either extend or you will gain damage resistance. You will always gain damage resistance. Every level you go up roughly halves how much damage you're taking from the previous level, but only every other level extends your life bar. So it's not that complicated, and you can only be level 6. You can't get above level 6 in this game. Also, once you have level 1 or 2, certain enemies will fall off the ability to have their hearts they drop give you experience. And once, so eventually you will only be able to gain experience in the very hardest areas of the game, etc., etc. Now, let's talk about the time a little bit more anyway, because that is the sole way this game decides how good your ending is. In certain places in this game, like I believe the mansions, we will cover the mansions eventually. They are effectively the dungeons of the game. And inside rooms in the town, time doesn't advance. So if you're in a mansion or if you're in a room, the timer will not tick forward. But if you are outside in the middle of town or in the middle of the wilderness, time keeps ticking on forward, about as fast as you've seen it go here. You only have a few minutes before it flips over to night and a few more minutes before it flips over to day. Now, to get the best ending in this game requires you to finish the game in 7 in-game days. I have never done this. I've never really wanted to do this because the way the endings are kind of arranged in the game kind of messes up, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll talk about it, maybe we won't. But anyway, yeah. So, if you want to beat this game as fast as humanly possible, you don't even talk to people. You would already know what everybody's going to say, and you would just go talk to the people you need to talk to buy things. There's another element in that there are breakable blocks just about everywhere that have books in them. There are 13 of these books. You saw one person say there are 13 clues scattered across. You've got to find all 13 of these. And the thing is, I'm kind of up in the air whether or not actually finding those clues actually does anything. I've never noticed it happen, but I've always gathered the clues just because you gather them just by playing the game, kind of. You do have to explore hidden areas and such, but I don't know what happens if you don't pick up those clues. And I'm not going to find out because we will pick up the clues on this Let's Play. So let's keep going here. Oh, well, took 2 damage. You may ask, how do you heal? You visit the church. Or you level up. That is also an option. Right now, we want to get as many hearts as possible, because we need 200 of them, which means we need approximately 50 of these guys to drop hearts. And yes, if you really want to gain hearts fairly quickly early on, this is probably the safest way to do it. It does burn an entire night, which is 1/14 of the time you have to go do things. But you do need to buy the items in town, and it takes longer to get back here after going exploring, because you definitely need the white crystal and holy water to advance. The Thorn Whip, however, is a completely optional purchase. It is double the strength of the whip we are using now, double the strength of the leather whip, also known as the vampire killer. But yeah, if you just walk back and forth between approximately this block and this gap in the buildings, you will constantly spawn the zombies. So now we are at day 1, it is about 2 in the morning and we have 92 hearts. We are probably not going to make the full 200, but as long as we make a decent amount, we will get more hearts as we continue on. And then we will need yet more hearts, but as long as you can take care of the first couple of purchases early on enough, I believe, just by playing the game, you should get enough hearts if you don't die a whole lot. Because in this version of the game, dying resets your heart total. Yeah, it sets you back to 0, and you get to be very sad. But yeah, let's talk about you wanting to speedrun this game and actually see the best ending, which we definitely won't be doing today or over the course of this Let's Play. Basically, you have to beat the game. And we get our little interruption here. So let's go talk to the church first. And then we bought the white crystal. Don't need to talk to you again, but we do need to go talk to this guy, who will give us holy water. Now you may remember my Let's Play of Castlevania 1 because it wasn't that long ago that it finished. But we finally have another sub-weapon here. I just did that. Stop. But yeah, use the crowd. Sadly, the holy water is not as effective as it was in the first game. But yeah, that's basically what you're going to do from here on out. And I hope in the next bit of gameplay that I can manage to do, well, I would hope, but we're going to be changing things up in a second. This first video is all about showing you the original version and, well, a little bit of the jank. But notice we have 78 hearts. Let's die here. Okay, we still have 78 hearts. So it isn't until the game makes you continue. So we're going to do that real quick. And this is the point in time where you could actually get a password if you wanted to. But if you start with no experience, you start with no levels, and no hearts. But you get to start with your stuff there. So, this has been the introductory video for Let's Play Castlevania 2. When we come back, we're actually going to start the game properly. And it's going to be a little bit different because it will not be this version. It will be a ROM hack. I'm letting you know this now. There is something I didn't show off here. If you want to pause outside, you can hit the select button, and it will pause. Nothing happens, but time does not pass, and monsters will not eat you while you are on the pause screen. Or here, they effectively gave you 2 pause screens, which I think was kind of a waste, and apparently the people that made the ROM hack did too. But we will see that when we come back. So, until next time, where we actually get into a version of the game that I think can be beat by the average person instead of somebody needing to look up guides online. Take care, everyone.